Over the millions of years that this planet has existed, we have seen many different types of animals. Some animals even have features of other animals that they are related to. So it's kind of weird that these two teenage superheroes have features of aquatic animals when they're, human. Sharkboy, the aquatic partner to Lavagirl, and Tsuyu Asui, the heroine that kicks off the rainy season. I'm your host, Rivet Theatre, and it's my job to analyse each and every aspect of both characters to find out who comes out on top. Imagination is always important when you're a kid. However, there comes a point where you need to tell a kid that their imaginary friends are not real. Max clearly needed someone to inform him that you shouldn't tell your class that you met a boy who has shark powers and a girl who could use lava over your holiday. Cause your bully might take your journal and ruin it.
He ruined my dream journal! I did not! Mr. Electric, send him to the principal's office and have him expelled!
And then your teacher will, well...
You're in my class, not the other way around. I know everything, and you know nothing. At the end of class, both of you will report to the principal's office. With your parents!
Try to act. Keyword being try. But I guess I can see why. He really does need to get his head out of the... Oh. Wait, what? They're real? So the moral of the story is, if you dream, it will come... What? I guess we best talk about Sharkboy then. Sharkboy was a marine biologist in training. His dad called him Sharkboy because he loved to feed the sharks. Father of the year, ladies and gentlemen, leaving his son with not one, not two, but 4 sharks, unsupervised. With how much he sucks as a parent, it's no wonder they got separated in a storm. But there's no need to fear, for terrifying CGI talking sharks are here to save the day.
Hey, it's Sharkboy. Don't take a bite out of him, boys. He's a friend.
They took him to their cave filled with magical talking sharks and raised him as one of their own. He eventually grew fangs, gills, a fin on his back, and gained all the abilities that a shark possesses. Many years later, Sharkboy met Max while he was lost. Max brought him home and built a giant tank without his parents noticing, I guess, only to be visited by Lavagirl, who made him return to Planet Drool, the planet Sharkboy seemed to be residing on, before he came back to Earth in search of his father. When they returned to get Max, they went across Planet Drool, defeated Mr. E-Electric, and Max's bully for some reason. Oh, and if you're wondering what happened to Mr. Father of the Year, he's searching for him at the bottom of the ocean. Wait, why would you look there? You clearly don't know he has shark powers, so the only explanation is that you're looking for his dead corpse, which by now would be a skeleton, so you wouldn't be able to differentiate it anyway. Quite an ambition you got there. Along his adventures, Sharkboy has shown off some pretty impressive stuff. He's got enhanced strength, speed, and durability, and Max makes it very clear that he has all of the abilities that a shark possesses. He can breathe underwater for an unlimited amount of time, and was capable of swimming as fast as his shark family as a child. Great white sharks, the type of sharks that Sharkboy was raised by, usually have a top swimming speed of 25 miles per hour. In fact, sharks can swim around 10 times faster than the average human. Yeah, good luck getting away from that, Quinn. Sharkboy also reportedly has the proportionate strength of a great white shark. These behemoths can bite with over 4,000 pounds per square inch, around 20 times more than a human can produce. And given how Sharkboy has shown the strength to break metal with his bites in the movie when angered, it's reasonable to say that Sharkboy is quite a tough foe. Sharkboy also has some impressive feats of his own. He can run at great speeds while carrying Lavagirl, he's tanked hits from electrical wires, and has taken on multiple of them at once. He even tanked a volcanic eruption that sent him several feet in the air, falling all the way down without scratch. Granted, we can clearly see that this was not even close to the power of an actual eruption, and it's a little hard to believe that Sharkboy actually survived the lava itself. See, with Sharkboy, one thing is very clear. He is weak to heat. And even Max, the person who created him, knew that he would dry up from being near the volcano for too long. You know, the kid who literally created him with his imagination.
Don't burn up.
I think what he says goes. So even if he did survive this, it will contradict his consistent weaknesses too much and can be brushed off as plot-induced stupidity. But even without that, he fell from the train of thought, fell down a small ice hill with enough force to cut it with his fin, and when he was nearly killed by a bunch of electric eels, he got up about a minute later and was ready to save Lavagirl. He also has 2 gloves that have sharp fingertips. He can use these as claws. His attacks would already be bad enough without claws. It's like the cherry on top of a sundae of pain. Now he does have a bike, but this requires outside help from Max, as he needed him to dream it in order to get it. He might seem like the king of the ocean, but even this robot knows that he isn't.
Am I king of the ocean or what?
No, sir.
As I said before, he is weak to fire and heat. Also, Sharkboy was taught to act on sheer instinct. If you're expecting him to whip up some amazing strategies mid-fight, you are very wrong. And finally, he always has Lavagirl alongside him. And she does appear to provide most of the range game and strategic thinking. So if Sharkboy finds himself against someone who's too hard to hit, whether it be for speed or range, he will be in deep trouble. But with helping to save Drool under his list of accomplishments, it's no wonder he's the king of the ocean. Or so he claims. But let's see how he fares against the frog-themed fighter of My Hero Academia.
He's taking us down! Showtime.
Tsuyu Asui, objectively the best My Hero Academia girl, was born the oldest daughter to 2 people who conveniently both had frog quirks. Wait, do I really have to explain what a quirk is to you guys? Fine. In the world of My Hero Academia, 80% of the world are born with a quirk, which is basically a superpower. Some are super cool, like Bakugo's explosions, while others are having speech bubbles instead of a face. Anyway, Tsuyu was born in a family of froggies, including an edgelord little brother. Tsuyu's parents were usually away on business trips, so she had to do the parenting for them, though she didn't seem to mind. Sadly, however, she didn't have much free time thanks to studying and parenting her siblings, so she didn't have any friends. However, one day a snake girl started following her around called Habuko. She would paralyze Tsuyu for some reason. Since she seemed lonely, Tsuyu asked if she wanted to be friends. Eventually she joined UA Academy, and along the way began meeting other students who wanted to be heroes, one of which being Izuku Midoriya, a kid who inherited a quirk from the legendary All Might, the most famous hero in the My Hero Academia universe, and another including Mineta who, Anyway, while at UA she went on many adventures, and even had one with her snake friend. They all got turned into zombies. Fun. Of course, joining UA, she began getting stronger, faster, and more agile. Being a frog, Tsuyu has quite a long tongue. She can stretch it about 20 meters. Tsuyu is also a spectacular jumper, as one would imagine. She can dodge the tentacles of this octopus dude, and she has managed to keep up with other members of UA, some of which have dodged Bakugo's explosions, and even bullets. Back to her jumps, when helping Izuku and Mineta escape a shipwreck, she jumped for over a minute straight. And by the end, we never even saw her land, so she jumped for even longer than that. Not only is she able to fight just as well while on the water, but she can also breathe underwater for an unlimited amount of time. Tsuyu is also incredibly intelligent for a girl her age. She scored 6th place on the hero test out of everyone in her class. On top of this, she is a very skilled fighter, able to fight Ectoplasm's clones alongside Tokiyami, took down a shark guy underwater, and well, just getting into the top classes at UA is incredibly impressive. Tsuyu is also quite durable, able to take a hit from a giant ectoplasm clone, took hits from a giant squid man, took a massive electrical blast from Denki, got smashed off this mountain by a wave of dirt, and even survived a full cowl attack from Izuku that sent her along with most of the class falling off a mountain. Except Bakugo. He had other plans. Tsuyu does have other abilities too. She can store objects in her stomach and then throw them up. She can release a toxic substance from her stomach. It operates on the same principle as a poison dart frog, except it's a lot more tame. It just stings a little. Tsuyu can also stick to any surface, Spider-Man style. And finally, Tsuyu can manipulate the colour of herself so that she can blend in with her surroundings. Perfect for stealth, and it's a great way to buy her time. She was able to take out a villain in a single kick while underwater, where it would be significantly harder to throw punches. Bear in mind, these weaker villains, while not as strong as the main cast, still have large building level feats. She was also able to take out these giant villains with the help of Ochako. This came out to around city block to large building, divide that by 2, and during the large building to building level range. Couple that with scaling to Gyra, who was also calculated at building level. Tsuyu's consistently in the building to large building level range. Impressive feats from Tsuyu, but there are a few catches to her frog quirk. Most importantly, Tsuyu and cold weather do not mix. The creator himself mentioned that Tsuyu is sensitive to the cold and spending too much time in it can make her sleepy. Tsuyu also tends to say what comes to her mind without thinking it through, which can sometimes lead to her making rash decisions. But despite all this, Tsuyu Asui has more than earned her place at UA. This is one frog that you do not want to cross.
おいおい、子供扱いするなよ。フロッピーは免許こそないが、もう立派なヒーローだ。この俺が保証する。なら一緒に仕事ができる日が来ること楽しみにしているよ。フロッピー。
ケロケロ。
Hey guys, Ribbit here. So, there was a bit of a problem with the animation. Sharkboy sprites do not exist, as many of you might have guessed, and I tried to make some, but they never looked right. So, someone said that they would try to make some too, but I assume that they were having the same problems as me. But eventually, after so many cage fights never coming out, lol, comments and stuff like that, I just decided that this episode would not have an animation. I really wish that it didn't end up like that, but trust me, the combatants for the next episode do have sprites. I greatly apologise for the lack of animation, but it was getting to the point where the episode was just not going to come out. I refused to cancel another episode after it's announced, and I was just getting kind of, frustrated how this happens every single time. So I will show you guys what I had with the animation. Well, there goes Jacob. Both Tsuyu and Sharkboy on paper seemed pretty evenly matched, but once you looked a little bit closer, the winner became a lot more clear-cut. While both were strong, Sharkboy's strength at best amounts to wall level. Tsuyu meanwhile has feats that should be around large building level. And Sharkboy's best speed feat running up that volcano is only around subsonic, which means he's a lot slower than Tsuyu, who clocks in at supersonic levels of speed. Sharkboy was nearly killed by some electric eels. Tsuyu tanked a massive electrical blast from Denki and shook it off. Sharkboy was taught to act on sheer instinct. Tsuyu is extremely intelligent and a great fighter, but the biggest problem for Sharkboy is that he is a close-ranged melee fighter, with absolutely no ranged options. Tsuyu meanwhile can stretch her tongue 20 meters, jump extreme heights, and she can stick to any surface, so she can stay at a great distance and deal extreme damage without taking any. Sharkboy meanwhile will have no way of getting close, especially considering her massive speed advantage. Once Tsuyu is in the air, Sharkboy really will have no way to hit her. Sharkboy might have more experience since he has said he's been on many adventures and has been trained to fight since he was a toddler, while Tsuyu has spent most of her life studying. And when raged, he would be more aggressive overall, but neither of those advantages are really enough to save you when you're as outclassed as Sharkboy is physically. Looks like Sharkboy met his fate. What a surprise. The winner is Tsuyu Asui.
大げさな綱渡りね。